Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery. Optum Healthcare, they get you back to you. International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Ford and your neighborhood Ford dealers. The best rise to the top in a smart and fuel-efficient Ford. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome into Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Week number 2 as Colin Lacey alongside Danny Waugh, and a big win for Georgia Southern football this past week at Allen E. Paulson Stadium against the UMass Minutemen to improve to 2-0 on the season, and a win, Danny, that had some historical significance as well.
That's right, Colin. A lot of alumni may remember the 1998 Division I AA National Championship game where the Minutemen and the Eagles went into battle.
Georgia Southern volleyball also took on North Florida this past week at the Armstrong campus, the first athletic event at the Armstrong campus in the 2018-19 athletic campaign. And you also had men's soccer taking on Florida Gulf Coast this past week over at Irk Park and Eagle Field. And now we take a look back at those highlights. We start off with a corner kick for Florida Gulf Coast. As it comes in, a header attempt but a diving save by freshman Yokut Blankston to keep it scoreless. Later in the first half, a couple of attempts by Florida Gulf Coast, but great defense by a couple of Eagles, including Justin Little, Sander Wang, and finally cleared out by Javier Carbonell. Eagles with a corner kick and a great opportunity for Georgia Southern, but Sander Wang's touch is sent wide by Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast with a corner, and Yokut Blankson tries to punch the ball out, but deflects to Kemar Marriott, who taps the ball in for a 1-0 Florida Gulf Coast lead. Another look shows tough luck by Georgia Southern and right to Marriott. Georgia Southern attacking the Florida Gulf Coast net, and the shot by Idric Haydal saved by the keeper and deflects to Aldair Cortez, and his shot saved again to keep it 1-0 Florida Gulf Coast lead. Finally, later in the second half, long centering pass by Florida Gulf Coast and header by Jairo Berti gives Florida Gulf Coast the 2-0 lead. Again, great pass by Preston Kielwin to secure the 2-0 victory for Florida Gulf Coast.
Georgia Southern volleyball kicked off their 2018 homestand in Savannah, Georgia at the Armstrong campus at Alumni Arena as the Eagles took on the Ospreys of North Florida. Later in the first set, 13-9, you see senior Lauren Riekert with a great attack in the middle to put the Eagles ahead. Set point for the Ospreys, the attack by Georgia Southern too strong, and North Florida takes the first set 25-23. As we start the second set, Ryan Tootin on the serve. Great attack, and it results in a point for the Eagles. However, the Eagles were down later on in the set. Set point again for the Ospreys, and they take set 2, 25-10. On the offensive transition for North Florida, their attack too strong, and Georgia Southern able to tie up set 3 at 22-all. Jocelyn Morrow, the libero, on the serve. North Florida tries to attack, but the Eagles answer back on a kill by Maddie Bryant. Bryant finished the game with 8 kills on 21 attempts. Set point, Georgia Southern. Morrow on the serve again. Devin Wheeler for North Florida goes for the attack, but an attacking error will give Georgia Southern set point. Set point, match point, Ospreys. Georgia Southern makes it close, but it's Devin Wheeler who seals the deal for the Ospreys. They defeat the Eagles 3-1 at Alumni Arena in Savannah.
Coming up next on the other side of the break, we'll take a look at the 34-13 victory for Georgia Southern over the UMass Minutemen when we return.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
You have a new job now, right?
I do. It's
Yeah.
a busy place.
Whenever you're ready.
It happens every time.
I've got it.
And every time,
Always do this.
she wins.
It's on me.
All right.
But you have the BB&T app with
Who are you
Zelle
texting?
Oh, no one. I really should go back.
and can pay the bill before she even leaves the restaurant.
Beth?
Ah, the taste of victory. BB&T. All we see is you.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Optum Healthcare. They get you back to you. Georgia Power, a Southern company.
Welcome into Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. A big win for Georgia Southern football this past weekend against the UMass Minutemen, 34-13, the Eagle victory, and a big win for Georgia Southern, Danny.
That's right, Colin. Last week was a great first victory for Chad Lunsford. Now they had a tougher test going against the pass-heavy, dual-quarterback UMass Minutemen.
Now we'll take a look back at those highlights. Again, 34-13, the Eagle victory. UMass starts off with the football in the first possession of the ball game. You've got Andrew Ford completing a pass to Andy Isabella, 19-yard pickup for the Minutemen. On the next drive for UMass, backup quarterback Ross Comas tries to fire it across the middle, looking for Isabella, but Sean Freeman comes out of nowhere and swats it out of the air. Now Georgia Southern with the football, Shy Wertz hands it off to Wesley Fields and busts through the middle, a pickup of 43 yards, the longest run of the day.
Fields was a little rusty last week after his first game back from shoulder surgery, but this week you could tell he was all business for the Eagles.
On into the second quarter, Georgia Southern on the same drive. Shy Wertz rolls out and finds Cam Brown his first career touch as a Georgia Southern Eagle, and it's a 5-yard touchdown reception. After the next drive resulted in a UMass punt, Georgia Southern starts off the drive with a 39-yard completion as Shy Wertz hooks up with Wesley Kennedy.
And Kennedy had a tremendous evening, 3 receptions for 92 yards in this game.
Next UMass possession knocking on the door of the Georgia Southern end zone as Andrew Ford finds a UMass receiver, but Todd Bradley able to keep him out of the end zone. Great to see Todd Bradley back on the field. Just before the half concludes, 8 plays, 75 yards, and a minute 36, and it caps off with this 3-yard run for Shy Wertz.
Great run by Wertz, picking up from last week after having 3 rushing touchdowns, takes another one to the house.
First drive of the second half for Georgia Southern as Shy Wertz finds Monteo Garrett on the option pitch and leaps over a UMass defender and picks up 9 yards.
Garrett, known for making home run type plays for Georgia Southern, finished tonight with 13 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
Georgia Southern's next possession as Shy Wertz fakes the handoff and then launches it downfield. 40-yard hookup with Malik Murray. Later on in the drive, Georgia Southern from the 17-yard line, Shy Wertz rolls out and hooks up with Colby Ransom for his first touchdown of the year. Later into the fourth quarter, Ford trying to find Young out in the flats, but Monquavian Brinson and Lane Ecton come up with the big tackle. Georgia Southern knocking on the door of the UMass end zone. Monteo Garrett shakes and bakes his way into the end zone for a 5-yard run, gives Georgia Southern the lead, 34-13.
Excellent patience from Garrett, waiting in the backfield for a hole to open to rush into the end zone for the touchdown.
UMass trying for the last-ditch effort as Andrew Ford tries to fire across the middle, but Benz Josue will pick it off for Georgia Southern.
That'll seal the deal as UMass not able to come back in this one late in the game.
Once again, a big win for Georgia Southern football over the UMass Minutemen, 34-13, and a big win to get back to 2-0.
Yeah, great way to start the 2018 season. They're currently on a roll right now.
Coming up on the other side of the break, we'll dive in a little bit deeper into the offense as we sit down with offensive coordinator Bob DeBest when we return.
What is Acquire? Acquire is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q and Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center, better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome back into Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. As we dive into Coach's Corner, into the offense for Georgia Southern football, we sat down with offensive coordinator Bob DeBest, a guy with a great track record, Danny.
That's right. Over 3 decades of coaching experience, spent the previous 6 years with the Lobos of New Mexico, and he had a lot of great things to bring to Statesboro for his first season.
As now we dive into Coach's Corner, we sit down with offensive coordinator Bob DeBest. Your first year here in Statesboro, before getting to Statesboro, what were some of your ideas of what it was like here?
Well, I've known about Georgia Southern since the late 80s. We hired Hugh Nall at TCU in 1989, and of course he was Coach Russell's first offensive line coach here. Ben Griffith also was on the staff at TCU at that time, and so I've been hearing stories about Georgia Southern forever. However, I had obviously as a coach known the story of Georgia Southern, and you can't help but be amazed really at the story, the success, just the whole personality of the program, and obviously with Coach Russell as the head coach and the town, Snookies, all that. So I was very familiar with it coming into the job. I don't remember I've been at places probably where we've had as rabid a fan base as we do here. I don't remember it though. I mean, these guys they're fantastic. I love it. I love the expectations. I love the fact that people are into the program. I love the fact that people are educated about the program. Anybody that's educated about the program and actually does their homework, they can have whatever opinion they want to, as far as I'm concerned. And I love the fact that the expectations are high.
You got to experience your first game day here at Paulson Stadium a couple of weeks ago against South Carolina State, and I'm sure you've heard about it from head coach Chad Lunsford, a couple of the other assistants that have been here as well. But getting to experience that for the first time, what was that like?
2 things stand out. One, when the kids started to sing the Valley song on the bus, I knew it was going to be sung. I didn't know when, and so I'm kind of just taking in the sights, looking out the window of the bus, and all of a sudden it starts. And I got to tell you, I got chill bumps. I really did. It was, and then it just kept going, and it does kind of raise the hair on the back of your neck. It really does. It was amazing, and it's so fun to see our players embrace the traditions. The other thing I think stood out, the Eagle Walk was unbelievable. The Eagle Walk was fantastic. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of people, genuine enthusiasm. So I think those two things stand out to me. I'm really looking forward to the next one.
When you look at the style of offense that you want to run here at Georgia Southern, what are some of the goals that you set forth for this team?
Well, we reached one the other night in that we've played pretty clean. We had decent ball security. We had one pre-snap penalty. So those are things that we're constantly preaching. We're constantly preaching precision, discipline, and consistency. And that's hard. I mean, that's difficult because you got to practice that way every day. And that's not the sexiest thing to talk about when you talk about practice and what have you. But in order for this offense to be successful, we have to practice fast and we have to practice more precise than what our opponent's defense is preparing for it. That's usually been the secret behind our success. Now, obviously, fast players are important too, and I think we'll develop some of those. But I just want this to be a blue collar, disciplined, precise offense, and if we're that, everything else kind of takes care of itself.
Coach, appreciate your time and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you, appreciate it.
When we return on Blue White Weekly, we dive into a great story for Georgia Southern volleyball and the family of Nicoletta Meyer after this.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Wow, look at Jim go. Man, that guy works hard.
Courtside seats.
Multitasking isn't for the faint of heart.
I'm in.
It takes experience, skill.
Hey, babe, do you have my credit card? I can't find it.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
I'll keep looking.
And a bank that helps you take care of business from anywhere.
We could use more guys like Jim around here.
BB&T. All we see is you.
It's time to pack your bags because Savannah Hilton Head International offers nonstop flights to a variety of major cities, including Nashville, Chicago, Toronto, Canada, Philadelphia, and many more. 8 airlines, 26 nonstop destinations. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Domino's delivery drivers are experts at handling bad roads. But those roads shouldn't ruin your pizza when you carry out. So we're doing something about them, starting with this one. If your drive home is rough on pizza, tell us at pavingforpizza.com so we can fix roads across the country. Then carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
There are so many fast and easy ways to make your home more energy efficient. Find tools and resources to help you save money and energy at georgiapower.com/save.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by Domino's, the world leader in pizza delivery.
Welcome back to Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics as we get a little bit deeper into Georgia Southern volleyball, and a great story coming out of that program, Danny.
That's right, Colin. An inspiring story about freshman Nicoletta Meyer, about how her family inspires her to be 100% each and every day. Our own director, Art Berger, got a chance to speak with her.
Nicoletta, talk about being an athlete and a scholar and the balance between athletics and scholarship.
So far, it's been super fun and busy. The most important thing, I think, is time management and making time for school and sports. And when you're not at both of those, just give time for yourself to recoup and get back into it.
You're a volleyball player. What motivates you to play your best for Georgia Southern?
I just want to live up to Georgia Southern and give back to the school because I know everyone here loves it so much and we just want to be the best.
You live the values of Georgia Southern athletics. Could you talk about your family and how you support your sister with those values?
My family, well, my brother and my sister and I, we're all 1 year apart and we've grown up very close together. When it comes to sports, school, we've always been right there with each other. And my sister was actually born completely blind, so it's been a special experience for me, just learning and growing up with her. I bring some of those into volleyball, I think. Her mental toughness, it just inspires me in the gym, and the way she overcomes her disability just makes me want to be better at practice every day.
Talk about how it feels to be part of this team, and why it's exciting for you to be here and part of this team.
It's been super exciting so far. We always have a competitive atmosphere, but then outside of the gym, we're also very close. We just bring great energy, and I'm excited to see what happens.
What's exciting for people looking on the outside of the program, if they wanted to come here and be a part of the program, what's exciting about it?
I think the biggest difference from last year they were even talking about is the competitiveness and just the grit that we're bringing this year. It's amazing. It's fun playing with each other. We just love the energy that's in the gym and the enthusiasm. It's just amazing.
On the other side of the break, we got the opportunity to catch up with head coach Chad Lunsford after the win over UMass.
What is acquire? Acquire is a part of life. It's when you buy a car, a new home, or a fun family vacation. You acquire the things that make living better, like a great education, a beautiful wedding for your daughter, or even a piano for the grandchildren. We are the Q in Acquire, Queensboro, and we're in the business of lending for the joys of living. So when you're ready to acquire, call Q, Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
We are world changers. We learn by doing, and our training prepares us for direct impact in our field. We are scholars. Even as undergrads, we work alongside our faculty to solve challenges facing our region, our state, and our world. We are leaders, experts, working with business and government partners for economic growth. This is Georgia Southern University, and we are the Eagle Nation.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Blue White Weekly, a weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Presented by International Diamond Center. Better selection and value guaranteed. Presented by Ford and your Georgia neighborhood Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
Welcome back to Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. A big win for Georgia Southern football once again over the UMass Minutemen this past Saturday here at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. 34-13 the victory for Georgia Southern to improve to 2-0 on the season. And Russ Brown caught up with head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the game.
34-13 win. That had to feel pretty good tonight.
No doubt. It's always exciting to get a win around here. And, started out 1-0 and then able to get 2-0. I know our guys are fired up. We just got to make sure that we go back to work tomorrow, put this one behind us again, and try to go get the next one.
You're able to book in the halves with scores. How big was that to get a touchdown right before the half and then come out in the second quarter and do it again?
It was great. We went into it because we were a little bit deep in our territory right there at the end. So we were like, well, let's try to get a first down. If we get a first down, then we'll go into hurry-up offense. The guys got the first down. We went into hurry-up, hit a couple of big passes right there, and that was awesome to be able to get that momentum. The big thing that I'm proud of is, we did fumble late in the game. Defense stepped up, and then our offense came back and put the nail in the coffin.
One of the things you touched on last week was the low number of penalties. Again tonight, I think it was 3 tonight. You had to feel pretty good about that too.
Yeah, again, our guys are trying to play discipline. We got that sideline penalty, and there was a lot of excitement right there. We got that pick, and guys just got really excited. So we got to talk about that sideline. We got to make sure that we keep our composure there. Be excited, but stay on the sideline. But they did a really good job with the pre and post snap penalties.
Tyler Bass with a 50-yard field goal. That's a pretty good weapon you got there too.
Yeah, we got a lot of faith in Tyler. He does a really good job for us, and I don't hesitate when it's time for him to go kick.
Coach, I know the past is the past, but 2 wins already this year, equaling last year's win total. That's got to feel pretty good too.
Yeah, Georgia Southern, we win football games, and that's what we set out to do every week. So, that's still the same. I want to say thank you to Eagle Nation for coming out. 2 weeks in a row, really got loud, really got excited. I know we're going to be on a away trip this coming week, but I really want them to get excited, get talking about it, get back for that Arkansas State game. Paulson, with the power of Paulson, so important to us, and I want to make sure that Eagle Nation keeps coming to support us. But really appreciate those fans that come out those last 2 games. I really want to pack this house come the next time we're at home.
Once again, that's Russ Brown of the Georgia Southern Sports Network visiting with head coach Chad Lunsford just moments after the game. 34-13 the victory for Georgia Southern over UMass. But next thing's next, Danny. You've got Clemson heading into Death Valley for Georgia Southern football.
And Clemson's going to be focused for this game after they survived last week's matchup against Texas A&M. That game will be on ESPN2, and also here in Statesboro, you have the GATA Challenge as Georgia Southern volleyball takes on USC Upstate and Savannah State. Also, women's soccer has their first home Sun Belt Conference matchup of the season as they take on the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana.
A lot of things going on around campus between football, soccer, volleyball, and a great time to be a Georgia Southern Eagle.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time here in 2018.
That'll wrap it up for us on Blue White Weekly, your weekly look inside Georgia Southern athletics. My thanks as always to everybody at the Multimedia Development Center. For Danny Waugh, this is Colin Lacey saying until next week, so long, everybody.